We are finally doing it. I've waited so long to do this, mainly because I've had a lot of other bits of footage on my phone, and I've had a lot of footage on my phone, and I've taken some of that footage off by uploading some videos, and then I got more stuff that I was gonna film with, and so this kind of got pushed to the wayside, mainly because I knew it was something I could record anytime, but I didn't want to record it. I didn't want to wait until like February to do this video. So, especially because last year, I didn't film too much later than end of the year, and I mean, we're already almost 2 weeks into 2025. So, I thought, let's do this video. I was initially going to not do this on the tripod, but for how much I'm gonna, for how intricate and, how much I'm gonna show in this video, my hand would get really, really tired. So I'm not gonna use the tripod. I'm not. Maybe a little later in the video, I might bring it down for a reason or two, for something extra interesting. But I think for now, I'm gonna stick with the tripod here. So I'm gonna start with where the year started, after all, which was this coin right here. Now, if you guys have watched the channel for, if you guys, well, I don't know if you guys know this, but for the last 3 years, since 2022, I have put in a 2x2 my very first coin find of the year. However insignificant it is, whether it's, a Canadian penny or a old Jefferson nickel or an IFC dollar coin, like anything, whatever it is, I flip it up and say it was my very first find of the year, and this was my very first find of 2024. It was a 1954 Philadelphia nickel, which I found on January 5th. And incidentally, my one from 2023, I also found on January 5th. That was a 1957. So, yeah, we got my very first coin find of the year. I presume I found that in the nickel roll. But yeah, first find of the year. Or first find of 2024, not first find of the year this year. But first find, my very first coin that I found in 2020, my very first coin find that I got in 2024. So there's that. And then I'm gonna do this in kind of different categories, and then at the end I'm gonna do more of a visual. I'm gonna do more of a recap and explain like some of the records I set in 2024, and what I thought was better about this year than last year and other years, and what was worse and stuff like that, and all of that type of stuff I'm gonna do at the end. And I'm gonna do something different, and I'm actually going to at the end of this video, I'm going to include some of the clips from my videos over the past year in 2024 of some of my best scores. Probably maybe like at most four or five video clips from my videos in 2024, showcasing my best scores. So that's one thing that I'm probably also going to include at the end. But now that we've gotten that first find out of the way, there's a couple things I'm going to show you next. A couple things that I didn't really take to mention in 2023. So, this is with quarters specifically. So, I want to show you, these are all of my 2008 Alaska extra claw quarters that I have found during the year, and some of them I have flipped up because when I started finding these, I thought that they were a decent variety, but I ended up finding lots and lots and lots of them. There's Philadelphia and Denver ones there. There's those there. And then these ones all in Mylar flips. Yeah, there's a ton of them. I mean, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. So there's 22 of them. So over half a roll I got of these Alaska Extra Claw air recorders. So these are quite common, but I didn't really keep track of that in 2023, so I thought I'd note that because it's something that I didn't mention. Another thing that I didn't talk about is some of the the year of coins that I found, and I don't remember mentioning some of the 2023 coins that I found. I may have done that, and I actually think the only thing I think I did that was related to that was recent when I had filmed that video. I had recently gotten some like 2023 half dollars, but I wanted to show you the obviously I found more 2024 coins this year, but these are just the select few that I have pulled out. Now, as many of you guys know, and actually people have done videos on this already, but I'm gonna post a short talking about the significance of the because if you guys might know that the 2024 nickels, specifically the Denver ones, are very, very low minted, and they're even lower minted than the 2009 nickels. Now, I have not found any at all in 2024. I haven't found any at all. And so, yeah, I have no 2024. The only 2024 coins, ironically, are, actually, well, I should have 3 Patsy Minks. I found more than that. I don't know why I only have 2 sitting here. But I have those, and then I have some 2024 pennies as well. I've been getting these regularly. But just 2024 was kind of a low mintage year for all coins. That it's funny, the half dollars were actually like, I mean, the 2024 half dollars had about 12 million minted, but for half dollars, that's like actually quite a high mintage for half dollars. So, but I kept a few of them. I probably didn't need to keep this many, but I kept a few of them of the 2024 Denver half dollars. So they're all Denver, I believe. I'm pretty sure, yep. So I kept a small stack of those, and then I think these are all Denver as well. But even the pennies, I was looking at the mintage, and I might, if I remember when I edit this video, I might insert a screenshot right now showing you guys the mintage. But even the pennies are lower minted. The pennies are lower minted. The quarters, I think, were a little bit lower minted. The dimes as well. I haven't found any 2024 dimes. And obviously no 2024 nickels either. So those it's funny, like, I have found no 2024 nickels or dimes, yet I have found 2024 half dollars. It's crazy. So, and I have only found 3 out of the 5 quarter designs. I found 2 of the Celia Cruz from Denver. One of them I got in my change, and 2 other ones I got in a quarter roll. I have, again, I should have 3. I don't know why there's only 2 here, but I got 2 Patsy Mink quarters from Denver, and then actually, kind of a neat find, I got one from Philly, which, you know, in spite of the coin production in 2024, I found me Patsy Mink from Philly. So it's crazy that, well, I'm not getting dimes and nickels. I got a 2024 quarter from Philly, so that was a Patsy Mink. And then 3 of the Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, all from Denver. And again, 1 I got in my change, and 2 I got in a quarter roll. So those were the I mean, obviously, once again, this was not all the 2024 coins that I found, but these were like the only, as far as like individual denominations, these were the only ones I found. So, the good thing though, I mean, obviously, I assume I'll eventually get some of the rest of the 2024 quarter designs eventually, but The good thing is I usually only need 3 because if you guys don't know, I create sets for and I create my own mint sets. Usually they're from Denver. I have this container here where I keep some of the coins from Philadelphia, and like if I ever end up finding some of the other ones to make a Philadelphia set, I keep those in there. But I make my own individual mint sets. So like here's one for 2023, and like there's a dollar coin in there because I found a dollar coin 2022, 2021, and 2020. So I make my own mint sets. So luckily I only use 3 out of the 5 quarter designs, but obviously I'm still looking for those nickels and dimes. And any 2024 nickels I pull out, I'm gonna keep. So like any, no matter, and it's like it's not one of those situations where if I get an uncirculated roll of 2024 nickels, I'm just gonna keep it because it's a new roll. These are low mintage coins, so still looking out for those. Anyway, I feel like I spent a lot more time on that than I should have. Anyway, now I'm gonna move on to all the non-Canadian foreign coins that I found, and I say non-Canadian because we're really close to Canada. My state borders Canada, and so I find a lot of Canadian coins, and most of the time, I build up the amount of Canadian coins that I have, and my bank actually takes them. So a lot of times, I end up returning them back. So I have a lot of coins here. I'm just gonna try to organize them real quick. There are some Euro coins. I'm not gonna separate those by country, but I'll separate them out by denomination. There's and a lot of these Euro cents I found towards the beginning of the year in that Coinstar score where I got that 40% bicentennial half dollar. A lot of these Euro cent coins are from that score. So that's where a lot of these are from. And then, you know, lots of other Euro coins. Do I see any more? Well, there's some 2 centers. A lot of those. Common thing to find coin roll hunting. Any more Euro coins? I don't see any more Euro coins. There is one from the Bahamas, 1989. And then I get a decent amount from the UK. Here's one from Bermuda, 1980. And then a few from Asia. These 3 are from South Korea. So those are from Asia. This one I think is also from South Korea, and I remember that. I found that in a nickel roll. Some more from Asia. This one's from Taiwan. It's a $1 new. This one's from Thailand. So quite a bit from Asia. I can't remember what the. Oh yeah, and then a €1 coin. And you know what's cool about this, guys? This I found at a quarter roll, and this is actually worth over $1. This is actually worth over $1. So, like this between this and these, this is at least a couple of dollars US in Euro coins. This was probably my coolest non-Canadian foreign coin, mainly because of its age. I found this actually on top of a Coinstar, a Spanish coin from 1953. So that was kind of neat. That's also Europe. So I'll set that up there. We got some other North American stuff. We got another North American coin from Mexico. 2 coins from Mexico. 2 1 peso coins. Another coin from the Bahamas. 5-cent coin. I call them the pineapple nickels. So, Barbados. Right there. There's another one. Another one from Asia. 1 peso Philippines. And then I got another one from the Philippines. 25 centimo. Oh yeah, some more from of course the UK comes up quite a bit. 1 penny, 1 penny, 1 penny. So more Europe. Another Thailand coin. Another 1 baht coin. This 50 groschen. I think that's Poland, if I remember correctly. Belize. 5 cents, 2009. Right there. And then 10 cents. Another one from Asia, Singapore. This one, I'm if I'm remembering correctly, I looked this up. This one's from Japan. And then another one from the UK. So, mostly Europe and Asia, but there are some other ones from North America and the Caribbean. So, a decent mix of ones that are non-Canadian. So, I'm going to clear this off, and now I'm going to look at some of the coins that aren't absolutely fantastic, but some of the coins that I would just consider as better finds. Alright, so, as I said, this is the box where I keep ones that I don't think are necessarily worth flipping up, but ones that I just think are in better condition. And one thing that I did that was different from last year is the ones that were nice, I put in Mylar flips, because I have a ton of Mylar flips, and so many of them I don't use. So, like, I got, a nice but not absolutely BU, but it's a 1958 Philadelphia wheat penny. A nice 57 nickel, but it's got some scratches on it. One of the Ike dollars from those 2 large batches that I got towards the end of the year, this was the nicest one. It's actually a really nice 1974. So that was one of them. A 1959. Some other nice ones. 58, 57. And then there's 58, and then the highlight is this really nice 1939 as well. And then a couple other random things. This quarter, which is a holographic quarter, but it's got some of the holographic quality to it scraped off. The 1956. So a lot of that type of stuff, and I put those so that way they're preserved. Put those in flips. And then this mostly consists of older Canadian coins and also semi-keyed 8 Jefferson nickels, pre-1940 wheat pennies, and mostly stuff like that. And 1938 Jefferson nickels, because I don't, those don't come up too often. Like, there's quite a bit from 1948, because I find a lot of the 48 semi-keyed 8s. Like a few nickels from 38. 48, 48, there's a 49, .48, 51, there's another Canadian one, 1963, Young Head nickel. And the reason why I put not Young Head Canadian nickels and not Young Head Canadian pennies in here is because I don't find Young Head Canadian nickels nearly as much as I find Young Head Canadian pennies. So that's why those are not in here, because I actually do find Young Head Canadian pennies a lot. 1951, 51, 51. Actually might have more 51s than 48s. Who knows here? 48. And then I think the oldest Canadian nickel of 2024, a 1960. So, since there's a lot of wheat pennies and King George V coins, I'm going to sort those out, and I'll get back to you. Alright, it was a lot of tedious sorting, but I ended up getting them all laid out here. So, this stack here are all wheat pennies that are 1955 San Francisco. And I have these stacked mainly because I rarely find this date and mint mark, and if you don't know, this is actually the lowest minted wheat penny in the 50s, so you don't find the 1955 S's too common. So, actually, you know what? I found 5 of them this year. That actually might be a record, but still, I don't find many of those. So definitely worth keeping out from the rest of the Wheaties. And then, as far as King George the Sixth, we didn't have a huge variety. We had 2 from 1943, and believe it or not, this one actually came out of a nickel roll. So, if you can believe that. And a machine-wrapped nickel roll, too. 1 from 1944, 3 from 1951, and 1 from 52. And then the only other Canadian one that I pulled out was a bird scent. That's notable. And then the only other non-Canadian foreign that I decided to put in here, it's mainly because I've always wanted to find one of these. It's in great condition, and it's older. It's a Panamanian 1 cent coin, and I don't know. I just love the look. I love the design, so I put that out with the other ones. And then all the oldest ones. So this one is 1910. And this actually isn't the only one that I found from 1910, but I'll talk about that when I get to the ones that I put in flips. So, as far as here goes, 1 from 1910, this one's from 1918, 3 1919 Phillies, 1 1919 S, 1 1920 Philly, 1 1925 Philly, 1 1925 S, 1 1926 Philly, 1 1927 Philly, 1 1928D and 1 1928S, 1 1929P, 1 1930S, a 1934D, a 1935S, a 1936P, no DDO, a 1937 Philly and San Francisco, and then a 1939S and a 1939 Philly. So that's it for that stuff, and now we're going to get on to the bills. Alright, now we're on to the bills, and I fittingly keep my bill finds in this Chase envelope. These ones are just some of the last ones of 2024. Like I got this birthday note. I got this cool trinary that was interesting, and then a 1995, so a little bit of an older one. So those are just ones from the rest of the year, and ones that I'm still not sure if I'm gonna keep, but they were in 2024, and I'm not sure if they're finds or not, so I thought I'd show them, but these are all the for sure finds of the year. So, this is just a regular Star Note, 2017. I can't remember if I got this in a strap or just in change. That one I think I just got in change. And then this one I got in the strap. It's a 2021. And then this one I also got in the strap. It's 2017. And then these 3 I have kind of separated because these are actually consecutive. And this, if you remember, guys, the video where I found all those foreign coins in that 40% bicentennial $50, I also found these bills in the same video. So 3 consecutive Star Notes, only one number apart from each other. So those I keep separate, especially because they are literally uncirculated, like they haven't been folded once. So those all 3 are from 2017. And then my best bill score of 2024, and I would argue probably my best bill score ever. So that's definitely one thing that set 2024 apart from other years, because, well, I have occasionally had bill finds that were pretty dang cool. Like in 2022 I found a $50 bill from 1963 that was a Star Note. This definitely tops most of what I found. So 2024 I would say is neat in that way. So yeah, if you guys remember, I posted a video, I think around the summertime, and my local Chase had a bunch of older had a bunch of older $2 bills, and I came in, and they were all red seals. So and some of them are in decent shape. Like this is a 1953, 1963, 1953, 1953, and then a few in not so good condition right here. Three I'd say in decent condition. These I'd say are worth maybe about $4 or $5 a piece. These I'd say maybe $3 a piece. And then the 1963 probably also about a $4 bill. So yeah, that was definitely one thing that was notable that stood out from a lot of the other finds, and I keep them together because it is technically one score on its own. So yeah, those were my bill finds of 2024. Now let's get on to the main part of the video. All right. So, as far as 2024, the only silver coin that I kept throughout the entire year was that 40% coin. So, unlike other years, I still have this coin to show. Yeah, this was that 40% bicentennial half dollar. And, you know, you might be, you know, for those who don't know, you might be like, you know, how is that silver? It's a bicentennial. They stopped doing silver for business strike in 1970. But if you look at the mint mark, that is a San Francisco mint. And this is not a proof, which, using deductive reasoning, the only San Francisco minted bicentennials that were not proofs were 40% silver. So, yep, I found this on February 18th in the Coinstar, and it honestly kind of holds kind of a sad fact because this is only one of 2 silver half dollars that I found in 2024. Yeah, so some of the denominations this year were rough, particularly quarters, dimes, and half dollars. But you gotta take the good with the bad, and this is definitely something extra unique. And I'm probably going to include a little snippet of when I found that one I have on top because it was the only silver that I kept throughout the year. Now, digging into this. I actually think I have more flips this year than I did last year. But who knows? Let's go through some of them. So I believe I have these arranged in date order. I think I do. Is this... Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to start with this one. This is another quarter variety, but this one I did put in here because it's a Arizona extra leaf error, and I don't know when I found this, but I know I found it in 2024 because I kept it with my 2024 varieties. But this one, that's why this one's in the back, because it is, I found it at an unknown date. So, there you go. That's unknown, and then this should be in order because I organized these. So this was one of my very first good finds. It was towards the end of the month. 2013 San Francisco NIFC quarter, Fort McHenry. So it's funny, we didn't do that well with quarters, but immediately we already got something in the quarters as one of our first finds. Another, which was also in the quarters, in the same hunt as well. 2006 S North Dakota proof. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting about 2024, while quarters did not so great, we actually found more proof quarters in 1 year than I ever have. We found more proof quarters this year than I ever have. So that was another one. That was that same day. And then the next one was quite a while later, but this one here is technically in between that. So that one is in between that, but this was, it took until March 5th, but I finally had gotten my first Buffalo nickel of the year. It was a 1919 Philadelphia in a box. So that was another one. And then this was, I flipped this one up because I decided that my cutoff for coins that are old Canadian nickels that I flip up is anything below 1960, and I believe this was my oldest Canadian nickel of the year, a 1958, and I found that in a custom wrapped roll. And the reason why there's a lot of times a huge span of time, like look at this, January 30th, March 5th, because a lot of the coins in between were silver. So that's just to explain the huge differences here. This was a 1981 San Francisco Susan B. Anthony, which is an NIFC, and I've only found one other one of these. So definitely one that I don't find often, and one of the rarities for the dollars to end up in here. So that's that. Unfortunately, unlike last year, I didn't find any wide rims this year, but I did find an American Innovation dollar. Again, I've only found a couple of these, maybe at most 3 or 4, and very, very low mintage. So that was another. That one should actually be before that one. And then a proof penny, and this was, at the time, this was actually my second proof penny from Philadelphia, 1962. 1962 proof penny, and yeah, you can kind of tell just by the finish there. So that was another one from that same day as the Susan B. Anthony. And then this was another Arizona Extra Cactus quarter. Again, I do consider these, and I do include them because I don't find them nearly as much. My oldest proof quarter of the year, a 1978S. It's in terrible condition, but we're gonna have a string of a bunch from April 27th because that's when I did a absolutely massive mixed coin hunt. So you'll see a bunch from that day. Here's another one. 2002S proof nickel. I didn't actually find a lot of proof nickels this year, so kind of interesting. Oh yeah, this one had an error. It's kind of hard to see, but I thought it was I thought it was prominent enough to flip up. It's got a decent a die crack that runs from the edge of the U in quarter through the L and to the tip of the left part of the A in dollar, and it's visible through the naked eye. It's actually a Delaware out of Philly, funny enough. It's actually not a spitting horse error, but it's got a decent die crack. So I don't find errors too often. So that was a cool find. Oh yes. So I'm definitely gonna include a clip of when I found this. I'm not sure if I would call I think I would call this my best coin find of the entire year, but I can't remember 100% of the other coins that I found. But until I see otherwise, I would say this is probably my best find of the year. It's my oldest coin that I have ever found. It's my oldest coin I've ever found, and you may remember it. This was the 1865 Indian head penny. My first one that I found in a machine wrapped roll, and my second Indian head penny I've ever found in a roll. My third Indian head penny that I have found altogether, because remember there was that one that was found on the ground. So my first found in a machine wrapped roll, and my oldest coin I've ever found, which is definitely something worth noting. And well, I do have a lot of other crazy coins that I got in 2024. I would say as far as singular finds, and while I think there might have been one other instance this year where a general find, as in a bunch of coins as a score, we might have done a little bit better. As far as individual coins, I would say this is my best. My oldest coin I've ever found, I didn't think I'd ever find a coin from the 1860s. But here we are. 1865 Indian head penny. Phenomenal. Next, we got some nicer nickels, and you'll notice that some of these nicer ones are just in the Mylar flips and ones that I would consider nicer. But the reason why some of these ones ended up in this is because I scrutinized them with my loupe, and I deduced that These ones were just about mint state. The other ones aren't in here because I deduced that they were high AU or lower. But this is a 1958, not to mention it's a Philly, which is a lower mintage. And then I think we got another Buffalo here. 1937D, full date in good condition. Although 30s Buffaloes, it's common to have dates on those. One of my only steel pennies I found this year. I actually found this in a machine wrapped box. And while these are only worth like 10 cents each, I rarely find them. So a lot of the coins that I find sometimes are about value, and value is a huge factor into if I think that it's worth putting in a 2x2. And while this is only worth about 10 cents, I rarely find them. So next one is a proof, but this one is actually a San Francisco proof penny, 1991 San Francisco. I found that in a box only a couple days after that that steel cent. And then another proof. This is actually my very first Philadelphia minted proof coin in the nickels. As I've mentioned, I found a few in the pennies, but this is my very first Philadelphia minted proof nickel. 1962, you can tell by the finish. Right there. Another proof. And then this one is really hard to see. It's really hard to tell, but this is another proof as well. And it is a 1968. It's got kind of that different. That different look to it. So, another proof. Right there. And then another one that was in mint state condition, I'd say, 1955D. Right there. We got a Keat 8 Jefferson nickel, 1938 Denver. Come on. A 1926 Philadelphia Buffalo nickel. And another really awesome find. This is a really awesome variety find. A 1960 Philadelphia small date. And what's cool about this, and I explained it when I found it, is the 1960 large date on both varieties are very common. The 1960 Denver small date is a little less common, but it's still pretty common. It's still a common coin. The one out of the four that's worth the most is the 1960 Philadelphia small date, and that's what this is, and it is in fantastic condition. So that was a neat little variety, and that's actually going to go on my album because I need that variety. Obviously the oldest Buffalo nickel I can find. We got a first year 1913 Philadelphia. You can see the raised mound right there. That was a nice find. A 1943 steel penny. This I found in a customer wrapped roll. Alright. Another proof quarter. I think these I actually found back to back. A Texas proof quarter. And an Idaho proof quarter. Another Buffalo nickel, 1928. This one I actually found in a custom wrapped roll. It's funny, as of late, I actually have been finding Buffalo nickels in custom wrapped rolls. And you know what I'm realizing? I actually was wrong. I said that the 1958 was my oldest Canadian nickel, but I don't know why, but for some reason I thought I found this coin in 2023. But I don't know why though, because I found it in September, so I don't know what I was thinking, but this is actually my oldest Canadian nickel I've ever found. 1946 King George VI Canadian nickel, my oldest one I've ever found. And while I did find it in a roll of Canadian coins, I got that roll at the bank and I paid face value for it. So it counts. And then my only West Point of the year, holy crap, and this was one that I actually would have missed. If you guys remember, I was looking back through a bunch of quarters that I had hunted because I was trying to pull out some 2020s for a set that I was trying to make, and I found this coin. And it is also kind of a cool one because it was my very first from Tallgrass Prairie. So my only West Point of the year, all the way in September. And then my very next one was another 2019, but this one is another San Francisco NIFC. I actually found that. I actually found both of these coins in the same set of rolls, but this one obviously was the one that I missed. So technically in the same set of rolls, but also technically different days. My second oldest Canadian nickel, and this is kind of cool because I don't correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe that this is made with the same material the steel scents are out of. This is in a short period of time when Canada switched the composition in their nickels. This is actually a first year Younghead, 1953. So yeah. My second oldest Canadian nickel, and then my third oldest was the 58. This one I actually found in another roll of Canadian nickels, but once again, paid face value for it. And then this is a set of 5 coins. And you guys probably won't remember this from a full video, because I actually didn't post a whole video. I actually got this from an uncirculated box of 2023 Kanaka Ole quarters, and yeah, I had ordered a box of quarters because I had really wanted to do a quarter box hunt video, but it was an entire uncirculated box of Kanaka Ole 2023 Ds, and so I decided to just I actually did a live stream, and so I decided to just rip through the rolls, and I found a lot of these ones with darker edges, and I found coins like this before, but I didn't think much of them. I didn't think they were worth too much, and then I looked at some comparable examples online, and I also messaged someone. These coins are worth like $20 a piece, and just, you know, if you're not convinced, this darkness on these quarters, like even holding them up into the light, this is not dirt. This is not dirt. This is not cleaning. This is not wear. Because if this was dirt, cleaning, or polish, the details would be a lot more worn than they are. And the details are full, if you look at that. It has its natural luster, but it's just very, very dark. So, like, compare it to this one. That's how they should look. So, these were some really cool errors out of a box of quarters that I didn't expect I'd find anything. So that was like a kind of a neat find. And then another proof, my second proof, I think this is my third or fourth Philadelphia minted proof penny, a 1964. One of the other ones I found in 2022 was a 1964 proof penny. And then we had a 1917 D Buffalo nickel that has a lot of rim damage, and I had to nick a date, but that was a Buffalo nickel. And then in that same box, a 1916 Buffalo nickel that I was able to see the date right there. And then a I would say my best Jefferson nickel find of the year. I'm trying to think if there was anything. No, I would say this is my best Jefferson nickel find because other than the 1950D, the 1939 Denver is the lowest minted Jefferson nickel, and I have only found one other one of these. So, lots and lots of finds, and obviously the video's not done yet. I have a little bit more. I'm having tons of issues today. We're not done. Sorry. So, where's my last... Okay, alright. So this was definitely one of my best coin finds of the year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna include a little clip of this. It depends on how long the it turns. It depends on how long this video is gonna be. This video is already 44 minutes long, so I don't know how much I'm gonna include. But this was my first official semi-keyed 8 wheat penny I've ever found in the wild. 1910 San Francisco. I did find a 1933D, but this is more official. So this was that other 1910 I was telling you about. That's definitely one of my best finds of the year. Another Buffalo nickel. 1936 Philadelphia. From a box. Another awesome find. Again, another one of my most notable finds of the year. And it's cool because at least I found one. And while a lot of the denominations were suffering this year, at least I found another King George V. And it's older than the other one I found. 1921. So, there's that one. And then some nicer nickels in a box that I hunted. These are all from the same hunt. A BU 58D, a BU 54S, and another BU 58D. And then my very last flippable find was a 1938S from that same box. So, holy cow, that was a lot of finds. And I'm going to be really quick, and I'm going to talk about some of the records and final thoughts and stats of the year. Alright, after some edits, we're going to finally take a look at the charts for this year that I created. I didn't do any sort of Google Docs or anything. Who knows, I might do that eventually, but for this type of stuff, I prefer to do it by hand. So I have one that records the boxes that I found, and because I usually sell most of my silver, I have a chart that records all of it, and also some other little tidbits too that I might want to keep note of. So as you guys know, no 90% halves. The only other two ones I found one 1966 in a roll that I got from my local Chase. Ironically, all the silver halves I found were ones that were within walking distance. That 1966, and then that one in the Coinstar that was 40%. But that's something unique that I've never found, so that's kind of a cool special find. We found all these silver war nickels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We found 7 total, looks like. Hopefully this is accurate. Who knows, this chart could be 1 or 2 coins off. And then dimes, we found only 2 in the Coinstar. As I said, the Coinstar has been really, really bad lately. So, only 2, a 57 and a 62D. And then Coinstar, and then Coin Roll Hunting. I actually found more than I thought I did. I only thought I found like 4 this year. 1960, Coin Roll Hunting at least. 64P, 63D, 46D, 64D, 57P, 64D, and 62D. So that is 7. So that's 9 total silver dimes. Only 2 silver quarters Coin Roll Hunting, and only 1 West Point. And obviously one of the huge scores, and this is what I was talking about when I was comparing it to the Indian Head Penny. So it's comparable as far as general score. As far as value, definitely the Coinstar find was cooler, but this Indian Head Penny is hard to beat, even though we found all these coins. But yeah, so this was that monster Coinstar find that I got back in February. All those silver quarters. The only other silver quarter that I found independently was actually in my local Hagen Coinstar, and finding any silver quarters, I mean, obviously other than all these, but finding any silver quarter in a Coinstar is amazing for me. So 1963D was the only one that I found independently in the Coinstar. And then as far as proof coins, I showed them all to you. Proof coins and also more rare NIFCs. And yeah, so halves, the really only NIFC rarer S-Mint ones was that 40%. And then for the quarters was that 2006 North Dakota, the 2013 NIFC, the 78S, the 2004S, and 2007 S as well. And I think that covered everything. Oh yeah, there was one that I didn't add here, and that was that 2019 San Francisco as well. I'll make that edit as well. And then as far as the pennies, the only and then there's one more that I need to edit here. I need to add the 1964. But there was the 1964, the 1962, the 1968S, and the 1991. No proof dimes at all. Only 2 proof nickels, that 1962 Philadelphia and the 2002 San Francisco. And then for dollars, that 81S NIFC, and even though this isn't San Francisco minted, it's still an NIFC, and it's that American Innovation dollar. And then things that I wrote down that were like the most notable, that 1921 King George V. Ironically, a lot of my best coin finds came from the pennies, which is surprising to me. I don't know why, it's just surprising to me. 1921 King George V penny, that 1910 semi-keyed 8, and obviously that 1865 Indian hat penny, and then I mentioned that silver score, and then all the buffaloes. So this video is 50 minutes long. As far as final thoughts before I show some of the other clips, I'm gonna admit, I definitely don't think that 2024 was as good of a year as 2023 was. Now, I have to think about this, because I don't want to, I don't want to go into a year of coin hunting and bill searching and stuff, like, automatically assuming that I'm going to do better than the last year. It's good to assume that you're going to have sometimes that dip. And 2023 was such a good year for coin hunting. It was definitely my best year thus far as coin hunting. Out of, since 2019 when I really started coin roll hunting up until now, 2023 was a killer year. And I can't expect 2024 to live up to that or even do better. So I'll admit that. But I definitely do think we fell quite a bit short in some areas. And I said mainly with the silver $half department, the West Point department, and kind of just, I don't know. I just feel like we had lots of periods in the year where I didn't hunt as much, and so I think that's a lot of it. And as far as how many coin flips are here, we probably have a similar amount physically to 2023. But we were also severely lacking in the silver dime department, and obviously, while we had that roll of dimes last year where I had found like 11 silvers in one roll, that obviously helped, and obviously also helped. What helped last year is last year is in 2023. I got that entire roll of silver quarters, which obviously helped. But even without that, I did really well for silver quarters in 2023. So I definitely don't think that 2024 was as good of a year as 2023 was, but it was definitely still a good year. And, we definitely made a bunch of records and found a lot of cool stuff. And as you guys might know, we started 2025 off with a really good start, and I was actually kind of tempted to show you guys some of those coins, but the video's public now, so you guys can see it. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. This video is 53 minutes long, so I'm gonna insert some of my best finds.
People doing the Coinstar, and there's so much in there. What the fuck? Oh my god. What? No. No. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, these are all freaking silver. Oh my god. 1964. 1964, 1964, 1964. Okay, we're grocery shopping right now. I'm gonna take this home and I'm gonna look at it a little better. Holy crap. Alright guys, holy cow. We are back at my studio now. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's half a roll of silver quarters. 20 silver quarters. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 silver quarters. Just this right here is like $100 worth of silver. And just remember. And I got up here and there were 3 pennies sitting right here. 1 copper. Those were just sitting there. And then behind here, there's a quarter. Oh my god, guys, there's a ton. What? Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. What is that? What? Oh my god. Look at that, guys. That is something I never thought I'd find in a Coinstar. Holy crap, look at that. Silver bicentennial. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So I don't even have words. So in a couple other rolls I found a young head that I probably should have brought you guys in on, and I don't know why it's not focusing. This is the first one of these that I've ever found in a box, and I was actually just thinking, like, what if I found one of these in a box? And this is my local box too, one that I had ordered. I'm like so out right now. Oh my gosh, you guys don't even know how crazy this is. I've gone through. Oh my god, I've probably gone through almost 100 boxes of pennies, and I've never ever found one of these in a box. Oh my god, you guys don't even know how long it's been, how long it's taken. But that is the back of an Indian head penny right there. Holy crap. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside for 1 second. Oh my god, I'm so out right now. Alright, let's see. No way. Is that what I think it is? Look at that. 1865. Oh my god, I'm like. Now these are not silver certificates, but they are all red seal notes. Look at this, guys. I believe there's 7 of them here, and they are all red seal $2 bills that I paid face value for at my bank. So we're gonna go through these together. Look for guys. I am freaking out. Holy cow. Okay, I'm on roll 4, and I dumped this roll out. I'm looking through, and I don't see anything at first. And then I look in the back roll. I'm like, what is this? I, for the first time ever, found a semi-key date wheat penny. I am not making this up. I looked at the end, I pulled the coin out, and this is what I saw. 1910 San Francisco. That is a semi-key date coin. Holy crap. That's the first time I've ever found a semi-key date wheat penny. Look at that. Let me get my book real quick. Well, wow. This is really, really exciting. Man, I thought it would, I thought the chances very slim that it would be the pennies that, that saved us. But I honestly, I spread the roll out and I didn't even notice it. You could probably see it right there. I didn't even notice it as I was going through the roll. I kind of thought it was, I honestly thought it was the back of a memorial coin, because when I dumped the roll out, I noticed it, but I didn't think it was anything special. I thought it was a memorial. But this is only the second one of these that I have ever found in circulation, and I've already peeked at it, and it's older. This is a King George the Fifth Canadian penny. The only other one of these that I have found was at the beginning of 2023, and it's a 1921 Canadian penny. Holy crap.